Hello everyone, it's time for another Paintcast, or in other words, I'm just going to sit here and ramble about paint for a while. It's alright though, I don't know if anyone actually watches these or not, but it is nice to talk while I'm working. So, got some more palettes, and we're just going to talk about those, and I'm going to swatch out the core colors again, because I want to play with them some more, and I'm sorry if you hear banging, the neighbors are home upstairs, they're a little noisy. It's just the way it is. So this week my tubes came. I still have one order in transit and hopefully it'll come soon and then I'll film another video, but the way I space these out, it could be as much as a month in between. So we'll see exactly how that works out. So let's see. Past all my swatches. Had a couple orders arrive. Okay, so I think in the swatching part in the beginning you saw me swatch these two. So the White Nights Urban Landscape palette arrived, the Paul Rubens 14 Vibrant Neons arrived, and they do not look vibrant on camera because the way eyes see neons and the way a camera sees neons are very different, but I swear in person they are the most highlighter bright things on the planet. Like, this one is just, the yellow is eye-searingly bright in person, and I love it. But, so those came. And then I also had these two come. So is this on camera? Almost. How about now? And close enough. Okay, so the Schminke set came and the core, oh no, it's stuck. The core watercolors came, the 24 set I ordered. This is currently stuck there, but you know what, I'm just gonna leave it because otherwise the two pages would get stuck together. After I'm done with this video, I'll pull this off and put some tape over the sticky part because I think the paint was just too thick in that area and it's never gonna dry. That happens sometimes, it's very annoying. So, I do really like all these core colors. I wasn't sure that I would because some of the reviews were not super happy with some of the colors, but I'm really loving this cobalt teal, so I'm probably going to add that to some of my other palettes. And then I love the Schminke set. I just think it's like the perfectly, here I'll turn it so you can see better. I feel like it's a perfectly balanced set in terms of the colors included. I'm very, very happy with this one. So I think the only things I have in transit for colors right now is a set of neons from Schminke and what is that brand? Mamiro something. Anyway, I ordered a different black that I don't have, so that's on the way. I think that's it for the moment. I hope that's it for the moment. So yeah, that's the swatches. So it is building up a bit. I need to slow my roll a bit and actually start using my paint. Although I have been using my paint, and we're going to talk about that. So I have these, and then now I have this one that is all of the core ones that I have. And they were very messy because it's like been 90 degrees every day here and really high humidity, so nothing's drying, and when I try to get paint out of tubes it just goes everywhere because of the pressure difference in the air or something. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. So this is the White Nights set, urban set, and then I added two more colors to it. And this is also like a really nice set. So this, I added the Quin Rose and the, I think the Bright Blue were the two that I added. So to me this is a really, really nice set, and I would be happy taking this one with me everywhere if not for the fact that the only color I've had issues with so far was actually I can't remember if the color I had issues with was the White Nights color or a Rosa color, but it was a full pan anyway, and it melted in the car. So So I went to paint and there was orange paint everywhere and it was so hard to clean up. And so this one's gonna be staying at home because from what I understand, white knights have honey in them. So they always stay sticky anyways. And I would rather not have these all melt in my car. So, in my bag, I mean, when it's in the car. But I do really like this set and it's pretty well balanced. So I'm pretty happy with this. And then I have, which one is it? This one? I think this one's the neon one. So yeah, this is the neons. I put all the Paul Rubens neons in there, and these are some bright colors I got from various sets that I really liked, but they weren't light fast, but they're really bright, so they work well in this. I'm gonna have to remove one half pan so I can fit all 5 of the Schmincke Academy neon watercolors in here. Probably one of the blacks or grays. I just don't know which one yet, so maybe that one. This one's just from the Target set. This one's also from the Target set. I did put a couple of the colors from the Target set in here because they are really bright. And I don't need this one to be light fast, so I was content with putting those in there. So this is just a really fun palette to use. I need a better way of storing these. All right, this is the one where it's the colors that are permanent. And as you can see, there's still orange all over the place because this is the one that the orange melted in, and I'm not happy about it. But we're gonna add the cobalt teal from the core set to this one. Oops, I hit my camera, I'm sorry. Is this the cobalt teal? Yes, it is. So we're gonna put that one right here. Probably gonna have to buy another tube of this one soon because it's only 5 milliliters. But it's a good size for trying out colors. And the deal that I think it was Jerry's. Yeah, Jerry's is having a really good deal on core watercolors. I bought the 24 set. And I got an apron with it. I like the apron. That makes 2 paint themed aprons. So that's fun. And I hit it again. I am very clumsy, I'm sorry. Alright, so there's that color. I did pull out the rails that were in this one because when the orange paint melted everywhere, it got under and in between the rails and it was just very hard to clean it out. So I figured it'd be easier to clean it if it doesn't have the rails in it. So now they're just all magnetized to the bottom. Kind of like that more, but it means that all of my swatch sheets where I had them themed around where everything was are no longer accurate because they're now in different places. I'm going to have to adjust that a bit. As some of these colors get more empty, I'll refill them. There's a few of them I'm not 100% certain I'm going to keep in here. Like this one is the Daniel Smith Manganese Blue Hue, I think it's called, and I hate it. I thought based on the swatches I saw online that I would like it, but it's just not as bright as I was hoping. So that one's kind of disappointing. I really love the Daniel Smith Quinn Coral though. That one's really nice. And actually the Phoenix brown shades are growing on me. They work really nicely for drawing animals. So I've been like doodling different dogs with them. And they work really, really nicely for that. Because like those 3 colors plus the Daniel Smith Lunar Earth. So this set of 4 browns right here is like ideal for painting like Disney dogs. So like Lady and the Tramp. And also most of the characters from a Goofy movie. So yeah, I've just been playing around with that. It works very well, I like it. Basically those 4 and then the yellow ochre work quite nicely together. So yeah, very happy with that. Gonna have to refill the Mars Black already, it looks like, because I have been playing with that quite a bit too. I really like the whole shadow color effect you get when you mix Mars Black with a bright, so that's really fun. I'm gonna need a bigger tube of it, I guess. I think I only bought a 5 milliliter tube of that. Maybe not. Maybe I bought the 15 milliliter, I'm not sure. So this is the new one that came today. I mean, not today, this came a couple days ago, but it's the one that you saw me swatching in the beginning. So this is the little Schmincke set. And they're not all like as light fast as I would like, This is just like a perfectly balanced set. So I'm gonna have a link to that specific set in the description. It's not an affiliate link. I don't have those set up yet. So just a normal Amazon link. But this is like my favorite. I'm just so happy with it. This one and then like that White Knights set of 14 I showed you. Those two are really nicely balanced and I just feel like I could do a lot with this one. And this one shouldn't melt while the White Knights one could potentially melt. So I think I'm going to put this one in my bag for now just so I don't have to deal with the melting. Because some of those colors from tubes, I can't guarantee they won't melt on me. The only disappointment with this gift set is the reusable brush. Because it's, okay, first of all, it's really hard to get open. And why did I say reusable brush? All brushes are reusable. Travel brush. Oh, why can't I get that open? It's annoying because it's really hard to get open, but then it won't stay together. So I go to paint and after a little bit, it falls off. It's not gonna do it for me, is it? Well, you can already see it coming off. There we go. So yeah, this like had the potential to be an awesome brush, but it's just not. So I think I'm just gonna super glue it like this and have it as a normal brush at home and replace it with a Gray Matters travel brush because I have one of those and I love it. It is like my favorite paintbrush of all time. I think I have it over here. I didn't think I would love it this much, but yeah, it's right here. So this is the Gray Matters number 8 round. And they have a few others. And it's just perfect. Like it fits together really nicely. It has not come off on me while I am painting. It's perfect. I love it. So, and it fits. Okay, so yeah, that's perfect. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And this is going in my bag. So you will probably see footage in the future of me painting in a car or sitting waiting for somebody with this set. Because even though it's not as light fast as I like, I'm kind of in love with the colors it has in it. It's perfect. I love it. So I guess the light fast one will be staying here unless I have a reason to bring it with me. This is the one that I use when I'm doing drills. So this one stays with all my stuff in the living room. It's a mess because I use it literally every day. A lot. So this one does change a lot. I change out the colors fairly often. But it has mostly Rosa, White Knights, and Van Gogh in it. And then it has a few other random ones. But those are the 3 that are mostly in it. And this is the orange that melted in my bag. And it's still not solid. And it's been 3 days. So I don't know what is wrong with this orange. But it is permanently liquid now, and it is just so sticky, and it is getting everywhere. You can see it, it's all over the rails. So I'm probably gonna take the rails out of this one in the future as well, and probably just replace it with a different type of tin entirely, because I have some loose pans coming that are like the Kuretake Ganzai type, and they're just specific colors I picked out that I really liked, and I wanted them for this. Because those really big ones are fun to put giant brushes in. And obviously they won't fit in the rails anyway. So either I'm going to take everything out of the rails and magnetize them to this tin, or I'm going to get a bigger tin and magnetize it to that. It doesn't really matter. I'm happy either way. This one is obviously a mess, partially because of that orange, and partially because when I'm ready to use it, I just take a spray bottle and spray it down. And sometimes the paint's like spray onto the back of the palette. And that's okay. I mean, I get a lot of use out of it. It makes me really happy. It's just not, you know, aesthetically pleasing to look at it. I am not totally happy with the green selection. I do want to change those out because this is either the Van Gogh or the Winsor Newton. I can't remember. Sap Green and Viridian. And then I have the Rosa Green. I don't care for the Rosa Green. It's the PG8. But then these two, I try to mix them with the yellow, and that does get me a really nice bright green, but these are just like really hard to get color out of them. Scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, and it's just very difficult to get paint out because they're so solid. So I think I should probably swap those out with some different greens maybe some of the core greens. So we're gonna play around with the core greens while I chat. And maybe some of them will get moved into this. I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna leave this as a core only palette or if I'm gonna redistribute the colors into the other palettes. I'm pretty sure I don't want core colors coming with me all the time because they're just a little bit more volatile from what I understand. I really haven't used them much yet, but online a lot of people are saying they flow a lot, and so you'll spray them down with water just to get them wet to use, and then they'll get all over the place just from you spraying them down with water. Let's make sure this is, let's move it up a little bit. There we go. So I don't necessarily want to deal with that, but I don't know. So I'm just gonna play around with it. It has this palette I put in does have the little ring on the back, so I'll just hold it while I'm working with it. It's kind of my preference of how I work anyway. I'll have the palette on my hand with a ring, and then I'll paint with my right hand because I'm right-handed. These are some of my favorite brushes. It does seem like a lot of brushes now I'm looking at it. But I've been playing with the daggers a lot this past week. I just got this one, and then this one as well. I bought the Princeton Neptune brushes, so I got the 1/4 dagger and 12-inch round, number 4 round, and the 3/4 wash. Now before, oh, I got the cat's tongue shaped one too, the oval wash, 1/2-inch oval wash. So before that, I had been using the Princeton, where is it? You're in here, here we go. Princeton Aqua Elite. I had bought a few of those brushes. I had mentioned that in the last video. So this one's the number 8 long round, and this is still probably my favorite brush. I love this brush. I'm trying to get used to the Neptunes because they do seem to hold more water, but they're softer. This one has a little bit more spring back to it. So I don't know. I don't know if this is my favorite yet or the Neptune's my favorite. I have to play with both, I guess, and then decide. I don't know. I can't decide. It's a hard decision. I guess I don't really have to make a decision. I can love both. I also still have this one really cheap brush. I think this is a Michaels brand brush. Does it have writing on it? It's really, really faint. Yeah, it's an Artist Loft brush that I've had forever. And I mostly use it for mixing colors, but this one is also a round. It's just a really rough round. It was a number 10 round. It's been through a lot. So I got this new water bucket. I'm gonna try to move it over so I can reach it better while I'm doing this. There we go. I can put brushes in the sides, but I've realized I don't actually like doing that because it limits my access to the water. So, but I like it because it has that scrubby thing on this side so I can clean the brush better. All right, I'm just gonna do some little rosettes. They might be roses, they might not be roses, but they will let me see how the colors move at least. So I'm gonna just work my way down the warm shades for now, I think. And this is not my favorite brush yet, but it's one to play with. Okay, this color is definitely interesting. I don't have the paper right next to me, so I don't remember which one that was. 5th color down on the list though, so I can look it up. That needs more water. Well, they definitely have a lot of movement, which I like. Some of my other paints don't have as much movement as I would like. I prefer my watercolors to have a lot of movement. Of my others, I would say Rosa has the most movement. Some of the Daniel Smith colors I have seem to move really well too, but not all of them. I'm being a little bit light-handed with this right now in terms of the amount of color I put down. I'm just trying to try them out. I'm not necessarily comparing the different colors yet, although as I get more comfortable with this, I think I will try to like do a swatch page where I compare like my reds from different brands, my pinks from different brands, just to kind of see what the pigment load differences are, because I am curious. I did notice when I was pouring the core watercolors into pans that some of them are really thick and chunky while others are more wet. So some filled out their pan really easily, and then others I had to go back in and move around with a needle like a lot more than the others. I don't know, I thought it was interesting how different the texture was on the different ones. Honestly, some of them cracked more than others. This one red shade cracked a lot. I'm not sure what that one was. I'm not disliking any of these colors yet. Oh, that is a very dark purple. I love when I put down some water and I see it move. That is so fun, I love it. Alright. Just for fun, let's try a different technique I saw someone do. They put down the petals first. Just some random flower. You need a lot of water on your brush. You have to look at it from an angle to see where the water is. Alright, then let's get this color. This is some sort of violet. I don't know what one. Oh, maybe that's ultramarine actually. Yeah, that might be ultramarine. Ultramarine definitely could move more. Doesn't seem to want to. Let's add another shade of blue. Put it on the other end of the petal. See what happens. I'm just playing. I don't really know what to expect here. Third shade blue. Oh no, that one has nice movement. I like that. Good to know. I guess the movement not changes, varies quite a bit from color to color. Let's play with this one. This is the cobalt teal that I love the color of. It's amazing. There's actually a review I read complaining about the cobalt teal specifically, so I'm not sure what they were getting on about, because this one is exactly what I would want. I like that. I like the granulation of it. I love the color. Obviously that is an incredibly messy flower and I have no idea what it's doing, but it is what it is. Alright, I'm gonna go through the yellows now. Get the yellow rose up here, and if I do it right and it brushes against the blues, then it should do something cool. There we go. That's fun. Okay, this yellow, this is the Nickel Azo one. I know this one because I have it in one of my other palettes. And it looks like poop in the palette, but it is such an interesting yellow. I actually really like using it. Like it's this buttery yellow instead of the sunshiny yellow. It has more warmth to it. I really like it. This one, I know which one this one is because I remember looking at it and not knowing what it was from the name of it. It was a yellow I'd never heard of before. It's like diarrheolite or something. Something odd that I didn't recognize. This one too. This one's more of an orangey color. It might be called orange, might not. I don't know. Take, which red was my favorite? I think the second one I used, which also for convenience sake has a big spot of it in the center I can clean up. I don't expect this to turn into anything. This is just an experiment to see if I want to add some of these core colors into my other palettes. I don't know the answer yet. I think my All the Time palette does have some core colors in it. Pretty sure the core magenta's in that one. And the nickel azo is in my permanent palette. I know that. Not sure where the core ultramarine ended up. That one might also be in the permanent, the at-home palette that I play with. I'm not sure. I'm still getting used to this brush. I don't know. Part of me prefers the round, but then I keep seeing tutorials where people are using this one. I'm like, I should give it a fair shot. But it's not my favorite thing to use yet. It could be in the future. I don't know. Let's go back into some, I guess this is ultramarine. I don't know if any of you have tried core watercolors, but if you have, I would love to know what your experience was. So leave a comment below. I think I like them. There's still some colors they have that were not in the set that I might pick up in the future. I think they had an ultramarine violet, which is a color I've been looking for, but it's hard to find a pure one. Like Schmincke has one, but it's not an actual ultramarine violet. It's a mix of two other colors. An actual ultramarine violet is kind of hard to get. So I might pick that one up. Maybe a couple others, I don't know. It's just kind of fun to play with it. And I do love the cobalt teal. I'm gonna want a larger tube of that for sure. Just to play with. Alright, so there's my swatching and playing with that. I'm pretty happy with these. I think I am going to leave this as just a core only palette though. And there is space for me to add 2 more core colors right there. I have more of these. I got my other extra one dirty, so some of the red spilled in it. It is what it is. But yeah, when I get that ultramarine violet, I'll probably add that in here. Maybe one more color, I don't know. So yeah, really enjoy those. Those are fun to work with. I like the way they bleed into each other, which is my favorite aspect of watercolors, and definitely what I look for in watercolors. Along with granulation, I really enjoy. So I like how the cobalt teal granulates. And I believe the ultramarine is granulating in here with the cobalt teal, which is just really cool. So I like that as well. So yeah. I guess that's about it for this one. I am almost done with a couple of my watercolor sketchbooks. So when those are full, I guess we'll flip for, keep tripping over my tongue today. When those are full, I guess we'll flip through them in my next paint cast that I film. Not the gouache ones, because the gouache ones are kind of a separate thing, but in my next watercolor themed one. And we will also look at the Neon Academy, what was that called? Schmincke Academy Neon Watercolor Set. There we go. There's a few other Schmincke colors I might buy before then as well, so we'll just kind of gather up all that stuff for that video. They had like a skin tone set that looked really interesting, and I thought it would work as like a counterpoint to this. So I was playing around with the, oh, it's stuck. There we go. I was playing around with the Zorn palette, and the wash part is not behaving. It is what it is. So yeah, I was just playing around with the Zorn palette a little bit, but I think I prefer the colors in the Schmincke portrait set better than the Zorn palette concept. I don't know, I'm gonna play with it some more. We'll talk about it in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see y'all again soon.